新天地ソリスティアで始まる新たな8人の物語。オクトパストラベラー2。
私は願っています。争いのない血の流れぬよう。
みんなを幸せにするようなスターになるから、母さんみたいに。
俺行ってくるわ。世界中の貧しい奴らを救ってくんぜ。
俺から全てを奪った男を貴様を殺すぞ。
まただ。またこの
疑うことが私の仕事なもんだ。
狩りなら任せてね。うまい肉いっぱい取ってあげるよ。思い出さなきゃ。私自身のこと。
出身地も職業も旅の目的も異なる8人から誰を主人公に選ぶのかはあなた次第。キャラクターごとに街の人とさまざまなアクションができるフィールドコマンド。バトルをしたり一緒に連れて歩いたり、さらに本作では昼と夜を切り替えることで街の様子も変化。旅人たちのフィールドコマンドも変化します。
これでどうだ。
Even the fast actions at your disposal will vary. Entreat folks for items or bribe them for information. Explore every corner of this bustling realm to your heart's content. I wear the costume created by my papa, and then Mama was a star. She wrote her own songs and traveled the land. Of course, Para and I went everywhere with her. I want to be a star, just like you. The pathway to star is quite tough, laden with thrones, little dancer. You are really great. You never give up on your dream. Your dress is tattered. Are you sure I can dance like that, Angie? But I can still dance in this. I don't want to keep everyone waiting.
祈ってなどいない。ただ考えていた。
I didn't come here to pray. I came here to remember. To remember the first who gave their lives on the altar of option. The Mara folk, they are my friend. They are citizens of could not one like yourself, and you showed them the respect they deserve. Not a single enemy shall pass through your storm. Eyes forward, Hikari, keep going. Clean Cook shall rise from the desert as its ruler. General Mugen will lead the pride of the military. The nation who kills finest soldiers ride at your back. I shall honor the memory of my fallen allies. My blade will not waver. You need to play a role? What does it mean to play a role? In a vast world of adventure, the places you go, the deeds you do, the tales whose hero you could become, every road is yours to take. Octopath Traveler 2は2023年2月24日発売予定。旅だと February 21st, 2023. Embark on an adventure of your own.
All right, we're starting now. Good evening, everyone. We're now starting our official live stream for Octopath Traveler 2 at TGS 2022. We would have loved to just keep watching the screen, right? I'm your MC. My name is Imadachi from Eleki Comic. I'm so excited to be here at Square Enix, the live show. We have the live audience in front of us, and it'll be a good way to wrap up the Square Enix series here. And we're joined today by three brilliant geniuses from the development team from Octopath Traveler 2. Let's introduce them. Hello, everyone. I'm Takahashi from Square Enix, producer of this game, continuing from the previous title. Very honored to be here. It's great to have you here. And next, hello everyone. I'm Miyoshi from Acquire, the director of this game. I'm thrilled to join you today. And continuing from the previous game, I'm the composer for this title as well. My name is Nishiki. I hope everybody will have fun tonight. So happy to have you here. All right, everyone. Perhaps the viewers may not be able to imagine, but I think the last 30 seconds, the curtain was revealed, and we were kind of nervous, weren't we? Yes, I was. And the curtain opened manually, so we were kind of intrigued by that. No, don't mind that part. I was also wondering whether or not I would see audiences, and I was a little concerned, but I'm so happy to see all of you here tonight. That's true, isn't it? Miyauchi-san, how do you feel having a live audience right in front of you? We don't have that kind of opportunity lately, and to have so many of you here at 7 p.m. on a Saturday night, it's just so great. And what do you think, Nishiki-san? I've had the opportunity to stand in front of audiences at live concerts. Yes, that's true. But the last 30 seconds for you to see the audience revealed behind the curtain, wasn't it exciting? Yes, it was for me. I was a little nervous. We're seeing everyone in their faces and expressions. All right, so for the viewers behind the TV screen, I hope that you're enjoying as well. All right. We're now close to the launch date, but where are you at in terms of the progression? Yes, we're working on the final touches. It's a very important time for us. All right, I hope you will be talking to us about many different episodes in developing this game. For Octopath Traveler 2, we will be presenting this live show from the four of us. Please note that this live stream maintains social distance between the cast with strict measures to prevent the spread of COVID. Now, I would like to move on to the introduction of this amazing title. We're moving all the acrylic panels in front of us, but it may end up in picking up the audience's noise, and I hope that you will clap. And if anything happens, then please let us know as well. We're here to listen to your live reactions. Now, Octopath Traveler 2, I would like to have you explain the title. All right, so Takashi-san, can you show the first slide, please? All right. Octopath Traveler 2 is the second installment of the RPG Octopath Traveler series, which first released in 2018. It's a brand new game. The game is set for release on February 24, 2023, and pre-ordering is now available from Nintendo Switch, Steam, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. Although it bears the name 2, there is no connection between the stories from the previous game. So you do not need to have completed the previous title, don't worry. Even those who have not played the previous game are sure to enjoy. If you are worried whether or not you'll be able to enjoy from Octopath Traveler 2, don't worry, we have you covered. So even starting from the second game, you'll be able to enjoy the series, right? That is 100% true. All right, let's move on to the next slide then. This is on the core concept. For this title, we're offering a more authentic and robust RPG that has further evolved while inheriting the core concepts of the previous title, such as telling a story with 8 main characters. You can choose your own main character. And also you can request for duels with the townspeople. You can allure them into bringing them along with you or steal from them. And all these path actions will be enjoyable for sure. And you can use the break and boost where you can enjoy diving into strategic battle play. So once again, we're continuing on with the core concepts of the previous title into evolving into a much more robust game. So you say it is an authentic way of evolving the game, but what are some of the newer and more advanced aspects of Octopath Traveler 2? Yes, there are 4 points that we see as an evolution from the previous title. I want to highlight them here. On this slide, number 1, the HD 2D graphics that have evolved to a whole new level. Number 2, 8 new traveling characters from different backgrounds and occupations. Number 3, a whole new world called Solistia, which changes from day to night. And number 4, a new battle system for more exciting combat features. Now, with just these 4 features, we're diving into a really vast world, aren't we? I'm sure you had a lot of roadblocks and hurdles along the way in developing from 1 to 2. Is that right? Yes. Together with Takahashi-san and the development team, the first concept that we came across was evolution, not just mere change. And at first glance, so that the players will notice that this is an evolution, we wanted to make sure that every single picture taken from each and every angle, every cutscene will look like a beautifully rendered painting. Right, so this leads to the very first point here, right? The evolution of the HD 2D graphics. That's right. Let's take a look at the video. This is from the actual game. And continuing from the previous title, actually an evolution of that is improved proportions of the characters and more realistic looking. And the density is improved as well in terms of the dots on the screen. So if you compare between the previous one and the current world of Solistia, it's obvious, I think, in terms of the evolution. And also, in addition, not just a look-down viewpoint of the camera, but it's more bold and various, and this makes the events and battles more beautifully rendered and dynamic. The variations in the movements of the pixel art have also increased dramatically, and battles in particular now move more smoothly. This is amazing. So improving the character proportions, what are some of the advantages of that? Yes, as you saw in the video, when using the abilities of the characters, you can see that the actions are much more variable. And like I mentioned, we wanted to really create a detailed world of Solistia. And by expanding into this very vast worldview, we wanted to make sure that the characters are fitting into this world with much more higher density. That's why we improved the character body proportions. That's wonderful. I come from the dotted, pixelated art era, and the game world, we advance into 3D, but then coming back into 2D and seeing more evolution in this sort of worldview through Octopath Traveler. I think this was a new challenge for you, right? Yes. By us improving the artwork, even if we change the camera work a little bit, you will see no disruptions. It's really seamlessly and beautifully rendered. Right, so not just from front view, but back and close up and zooming out, and through the events, you can see that the camera work is very bold and dynamic, and also in the battles as well. So it has very much varied intensity. I see. So this leads into you saying every scene becomes a beautiful painting. That's right, because we didn't want to make it too 3D. It's the evolution of HD 2D that we really focused on. Right? So, Takahashi-san, isn't this something that you marveled at as well? Yes, because it's even tougher than an evolution of 3D. Right, and he's known to be a really generous director, right? No. A lot of victims fell under the command of Miyoji-san. Don't divide among the team. We all get along, no worries. So you were all very particular about the development, right? And I think that's really obvious from the scenes that we just saw. All right, so that was the first point, which is the evolution of HD 2D. Now moving on to the second point, let's move on to the second slide then. In this new title, we have 8 brand new travelers coming from different backgrounds, professions, and objectives. The starting points for each of their journeys are also different, with some starting off on islands with an Asian flavor, for example, island with the wild ones, beast-like people, others from remote islands, such as a prison island off the continent. So, a lot of variety in the characters. Okay? Every single character, it's so rich in story, right? That's true. I hope you will imagine what kind of journeys they will embark on. And we always struggle which main character we should select, right? That's one of the enjoyable things about this game. Okay, now looking at this slide, let's all start enjoying the game from this point on choosing your own main character. Personally speaking, what are some of the characters that you are promoting?
個人的なものですからね。
まあ音楽的にはアグネアをちょっとしたいですね。
なるほどなるほど。踊り子。
かなりちょっと音楽的にはですね、なんだろうな。割と特別扱いをされて。
でも
捉え方されちゃいそうですけど。
そう、あ、ちょっと
people don't like it to have the bias. But you know, she wants to be the world star, right? And then she is a dancer. So we do have the direction to have the great music for her story. After completion of the first title, we thought like we really wanted to include the great music for the actor, I mean the dancer. That was the idea that we had. So this is the reason why we actually created many music for her. Yeah, that's right. That was very hard. But maybe you talked too much. Sorry, but you really need to get along with them. Anyone? Any others you really want to focus on? Well, I really love everyone. And I really want to cover the location later. Because the last time we actually focused on the 30th or the 40th century, count, but we actually target the more recent era compared to the first title. So you'll see the civilization there, and you will have the more sophisticated activities like business. Yes, yes. So how about you, Takahashi-san? I received this question last time, and I was like, all those three characters were just my kids. So, if I may say, except for those two ones, but I would say Oswald. Scholar. Yeah, because as I said, he is in the jail and he has a family. And he has a kid, and then this is the first activity. Because the average age of the developers are now increasing, and we do have the family, right? So, yeah, that's something very unique out of the 8 members. Yeah, I saw TV, and there's so many good explanation behind each character. Next. Let's go to the next slide, please. The third one. We have the concept of the day and night. That's not the unusual. Maybe you are familiar with it. But thing is, you are able to switch day and night by pushing just the one button. So, day and night, as you can see here, it's obvious that the scenes are totally different, and their lifestyle or their activity in the town are totally different too. So you are able to evolve in the activity with your town people. It's just your god. You change the time and the day. That's really good, and I see the totally different atmosphere in each picture here. Because people said like we didn't have the night last time. Yeah, to be honest with you, we didn't have the night at the first title, but this time we are able to switch from day and night. And then past activity is used for each day and night. Go to the next please. So you switch from night and day, and then you will change your command. I mean the past activity per day and per night. They do have their face in in the day and a
剣
face
士
at night.
光は試合というコ
For
マンドで
example,
まあその
Hikari
2つ
on
と
your
バ
left
トルがで
side,
きます
they are able to
アグ
battle
ネア踊り
against the
子は
town
誘
people
惑をして
daytime.
町の人たちを
And
連
the
れて歩く
dancer
ことができちゃ
here,
います
she
みんなで誘
actually
惑してますから
is
ね
able to
大丈夫です
bring
か夜
people
本当に
to get
って
along
いうの
with
はまあ
her
前作でもあった
like a
ものなんですけど
temptation.
も
So
今
that's
作
something he
光
can
は
do.
夜
And
になると
Hikari, by the
お
way,
金
at
を積ん
night,
で裏情報
he
を買収
bribes,
する
I
こ
mean,
と
he
で得
tried
る
to
ことがで
purchase
き
the
る
information by giving the money to the town
う
people.
んアグネア
Is he?
踊り
Yes.
子は
And
夜にな
they
ると
at
おねだ
near
りというコマ
tried
ンド
to
でなん
entreat,
と
tried
た
to
だで
get the
アイテ
item
ム
for free
をも
from
ら
the
えて
town
しまう
people.
みたいなことができたりします
That's her activity at night. So many
夜買
comments
収して
here.
八百長試合するのかって聞きましたけ
Bribe
ど
and the entry, and then Hikari actually
試合
gives
は
money
昼
and
間
then
試合
tries
は
to
試合
swing
買収は買
against
収
the
して買収
town
はちょっと
people
裏
in
の
the
顔
daytime.
でやって
甘いも分かって
No,
る
no,
ぐら
I
い
mean
の
it's just
試
yeah,
合を買
separate. I
う
mean day
価
and
値を
the
買うっ
night.
てことじゃないですね
He does
そこ
not
じゃないってこ
purchase
と
the
ですね
win
情報を
by
得て
money,
あ
right?
あいろんなことができ
No, I
る
don't
と
think
は
so,
い
but you are
よ
able
り
to
町
try
の人
many
たちにでき
things
るこ
here.
とが増えて
So there are
あ
so
の
many
フィールド
things
コマン
that
ドって
you
いうの
can
は
do.
やっ
And
てもやらなくてもい
path
い皆さんの言葉を
activity
借りる
is
と大いなる
something
寄り
your
道って言われて
choice.
るんですけれど
You
も
know, just a
メインストーリー
deviation
だけ
of
楽
the
しみたいという
story,
人
right?
はサクサク進め
So,
てもらっ
but
ても
if
構わな
you
いし
don't want to do
す
it,
ご
that's
く
okay to
深く
just
やりたい
follow
と
the
思った
main
ら
line.
一
But
日
if
中
you
そ
are
の
able
街でやり
to
続けても構わない
spare time to enjoy some past activity, you can just enjoy communicating with your town people there.
あーでもこれ昼夜っていうのは音楽的に
Yeah,
は
I
どうだ
mean,
ったんですか
night
これ
and a day.
大変です
How
よ。その
about
話
the
聞いたときに、これ
Oh
じゃ
my
あ単
goodness.
純に曲数2
I
倍です
was
かって
like,
いう
I
ま
need
あ
to
まず
create
まあ
this
そうかそ
double
こから話
double
が始ま
music.
る
I mean, in
はいはい
terms
話ですからね。
in terms of the
は
number,
い、でも
that's what I
まあ
was
その話を聞
thinking
い
in
て、
the
でそれで
beginning.
まあ画面とかも結構見せてもらったん
And
で
I
すけど、
saw the screens and
やっ
the
ぱりその夜の
scenes,
その雰囲気がとても良
and
かったので、
I
これ
felt
は
like
ちょっ
the
と音楽の方も考
atmosphere
え
at
なきゃな
night
と
was
いうふうな。
もともと画面
great. I
の
mean,
方が先
marvelous.
に
So
あったっていうかこんなイ
yeah,
メー
I
ジでってい
mean,
うと
you
ころですね
actually had the image to
オ
compose
クト
some
パスタイルの
particular
場合は
music.
割と早めに
well,
画面のイメージが出
In
来
this
上がって、
development,
でもこれ
they
でこの
actually
画面なんでこの
created
曲
their
つけてく
image
ださ
at
い
the
みたいな。
earlier phase, and then
割と早いんですよ。
they gave me the
でそれ
direction
で
at
夜
the
の方を
earlier
見せてもら
phase.
って、
So I saw
あ
the
夜
night
素敵や
scenes,
な。
and I was like, oh, that's very
夜
good.
いいやん
夜いい
That's
な
very great.
で、まあやっぱ
I love
り
it.
その
So
まあ昼の音楽をその夜の
I
夜のアレンジにするってことをまあどうしてもやりたくて、
one way is like I really want to
まあ
arrange the
夜バージョン
music
作らせ
from
て
the
ください。
day to night.
なるほど
I really
あ
want
で
to
も
have the
先ほどちょっ
different
となんかワン
version
ボ
of
タン
the
って言ってま
music
した
at
けど
night.
それ
Yes.
どんぐらいですやっぱロードがやっぱ15秒ぐらい入るんでしょ夜にす
I
る
mean, you should wait for the 15 seconds to shift to the night,
別に
right?
そこでかけれ
To
ばいい
switch
ですよ
from
ね
night and a
マジ
day.
ワンボタンなんで
Yeah, just a one button, no
一瞬なんです
loading.
よ。
夜に
Just
変わる
the
もん
one
なんですよ
shot.
だからその
Quite
昼と
immediate.
夜の音楽を
So
綺麗にシームレスに
I really need
つな
to,
げるっていうのを今回やってて
write
です
the
ね。
music
で、まあ
in a
夜のアレン
seamless
ジっ
way,
てやっぱりそ
seamless
の
way
おと
from
なし
the
い
night
感じ
to
の
the day
曲
to night
あ
and
る
vice
じゃないですか
versa.
夜って。
Because
そうする
at
とやっぱ
night
楽曲
the
のテンポ
music
も遅くなるんで
is
すよ。
quite
昼に
calm
比べて。
and the
な
tempo
の
is
でテ
quite
ンポの違う
slow,
曲
right?
が
And
ワ
I
ンボタン
try
で
to
同じ箇所に切り替わるようにな
switch
って
the different
こ
tempo
れはね
music
かなり
by
ちょ
one
っと努力
button.
したところなんで。
So
で
that is
で
very
もこれも
difficult,
本当
and
にさっ
I
きのそ
did
の
the
まあ寄り道じゃ
I
ないで
made
すけ
so
ど、
many efforts
まあ別
to
に
achieve that.
なんですか、わざわざその昼と夜
So
をそう切り替えなくてもいいんだけど、
You don't have
そ
to
れで
switch
音楽がその
day
切り
and
替わること
night.
によって、じゃあと
But
りあえずちょっと
by
切り替えてみよ
clicking
う
or
か
by
な
changing from
気
night
持
and
ちにもな
day,
るかなと思
you
う。
are
なるほ
able
ど
to change your mindset
これ
too.
はすごいな
I
でも
understood.
今もう連打
That's
するって言ってましたよ
Oh, comment
ちょっ
says
と連
I
打して
will
みたいって
I
言
will
ったら
push and
曲があん
push
まり
and
聞こえない
push.
から
I just try to push
連打はちょっと
many
やばい。
times.
みたいになっ
Oh,
ちゃう
don't do it. That would be very
しっかり
busy
聞いていた
for
だ
your
きたいんです
screen. So please
シー
listen
ム
to
レ
the
スで
music.
入るっていうのもねボタン一つで
So
続かれてるのも
seamless
すごいし
music,
曲
but
が
the change in night and day by just one button, and there is no stop and loading in between. No.
そうですね。でも最初からやっぱりやりたかったことなんで。
Yeah, that's something I really want to try. I wanted to try from the
やりたくな
beginning.
くて、やっぱりシームレスに切り替わる世界を
Because I don't
ワ
want
ン
to
ボ
cut
タン
the
で
scene.
なんかポンポン
I
楽
really
しめ
want
た
to
ら
have the
すごくなん
seamless
ていうん
free
ですかね、
and
この
the
世界の
atmosphere.
風景を
So if you
そ
can
の側
enjoy
面
from
ですぐ
night
楽
and
しめ
day
ると
in a very
思
smooth
う
way,
の
you are able to
で、
enjoy
そうです
both
ね。本当にその時点
atmospheres,
で
right?
結
In a
構最
very
初から
smooth
や
way
りたい
too.
って話
So
を
this
して
is
たん
quite
で。
something I really want to try from the
も
beginning.
うシームレスと
Understood.
錦って呼ばれてますけど、こ
Seamless. Seamless is your middle name, I think, Nishiki-san, I
こ
think,
だけは。
according
と
to
い
the
うことで
comment.
ございまして、そこら辺もね、ぜひとも皆さん楽曲の方にも注
So
目していただ
please
きたいと
focus
思い
on
ます。
the music
さあ、
too.
そして最後、
So
4
last
点
one,
目にあり
the
ますかね。ど
fourth
ちらも
point.
教えてください。
先ほどの4つ目でいうと新システムでさ
Yeah,
らに
new
奥深くなった
system
バトル
and
というところ
deepen
なんです
battle
けれども、こ
experiences.
ちらは底力といった新
And
シス
I
テ
just
ムがあ
want
っ
to
た
point
り
out
する
the
んで
new
すけれど
system
も、
called latent
実
power.
際言葉で説明するよりも
But
そろそろ
rather
皆
than
さん早く
explaining
実機
in
見たい
detail,
よってい
you
う
really want to see the actual screen, right? Actual
拍手がちょっ
plane.
と来てますけどね。
Right?
と思ってるので、
That's your
そちら
wish.
に
So I just want to switch to the screen.
こちらでご説明しようかと思い
Are
ます
you
そ
ready
れ
for
で
that?
は実機のね
Yeah.
プレイに行き
So
たい
let's
と
go
思い
to
ま
the
す
console and
さ
then
あそれ
see
で
the
は
screen.
宮内さんに操作しても
So
らって
Miyauchi-san is going to
は
play.
い、
よろしくお願いいたします
Please.
じゃあお願いします。
はい
Okay, please go ahead.
はい
おー
初公開です
The first time to
実
show.
は
First
し
time
れ
to
っ
show
と
here.
雲が
初実機プレイ
Look
という
at
こ
the
とで、
cloud.
そうですね世界初ですね
So-
The first time in the world.
はい
In the
はい
world.
これ
Yes.
同時通訳で海外の方も
And we
出て
do
る
have the simultaneous
はい
interpretation too. So
いや雲やっぱいいですね
look at the
これすごいですね
cloud.
そうですね。このやっぱり明暗の表現っていうのが一
So
時
the
的にすごい大事
expression
なん
of
で、
the
そこら
nature
辺
is
は
quite important.
なんですかね、力入れ
Thank
て
you for
構
notice.
成してます。
We actually made the
じゃあ
much
いろんな
effort to
街
do
を
so.
巡ってみましょうか。
And
た
let's
く
go
さ
to
んできる
different
時間が
towns.
許す限り
行きましょう行きましょ
As
う
time allows
じ
for
ゃあ
us, let's
皆さん
choose,
どこに行きたいですか？
where do
い
you
や
want
で
to
も
go?
先ほどちょっと言ってたな
For
10時
example,
はいはい
the
はい
basement
獣
village.
人
はい
はい。
いるところをちょっと見ていい
Could you
し
try
ま
that
しょうか
location?
ケノモわかりやすい
Alright, so the village name is called Kenomo.
いいですねやっぱここら辺がね早いんですよね
Isn't this nice? Because you can travel to a different town or village
本当に
instantaneously.
ストレスないんですよ
Yes, that's true, because
ここ
then
はですね、
that's
まあ、
stress
ジョギ
free.
の村と言いつつ、なんか人間も住んでるところが
So
まず
it's a village where the wild ones live, but you also have regular people living there as well.
なんとこんな感じで獣人がいるんです
So it
ね。
looks like this, and then you come across the wild ones.
干し肉がうまいぞとか、結構
They're
のんきな種
saying
族
lines like, "We love dry
確かに
meat."
耳が
はい耳が
はいついてます
You
ね
can see their ears sticking out of their heads, right? And they live in these
村の
houses.
中でちょっと
This
2
is
つの
what
種
their
族が
village looks
そうなん
like.
ですよ。共存しているというか。
So two races are living side by side on this
何
island.
か嘘ですよそんなことしてたら
これでっか
I
い
have a feeling trouble is going to ensue between these people.
喋れますね
So you can speak to this lion-like statue. It looks like a
時計見て
statue.
ますけど
海見てますね。
That lion was staring into the
を
ocean.
紹介するときに撮っときましょうか
そうですね。
気になるなぁ
あとはなんかこ
So
う
I'm sure you're curious, but we'll leave it at that.
で、まあ上下の移動とかすごい別にここ
You can see that they can
なかったん
climb
です
up
よ
ladders.
はい
So this game introduces the element of elevation in height and
なるほ
depth.
ど
木の上の街
I
あと
see.
獣人はあれなんですよ。
Now,
お金でやり取りで
these
きないから
wild
腰肉じゃ
ones,
ない
you
とやり取りできない
can interact with them, but you need dry meat.
はい。
肉が
to
通
barter.
貨になってると
I see. So that's their
この
currency.
辺りのまあ世界
Yep.
観
はいはい
みたいな
は
ところも前作にはな
So
かった前作は
taking a step deeper into the worldview, because the last game was more the medieval
そう
times,
ですね。
and now this is a very different world.
世界観結構バラバラでしたよね
そうですね
そうですね。
I think
今回は
the characters
海を隔てた2つの大陸を舞台としている
they
ので、
represent a very vast world, and the ocean in this world divides the world into two continents, west and east. And then now some time has passed, and you can see the sun is setting. Right, so natural time progression will show a change into evening, sometimes automatically
あーこれはじゃあ夕方と朝
into
だけのやつ
sunset
これあんなこれ
or dawn, and that will further the enjoyment of your gameplay.
別のところに行ってみようかなと思います
So let's move on to a different place. There are so many locations. Are you sure you want to show us this far? We're just in the beginning of the game, right?
フォワーズラッシュ
Okay, moving on to the next place, which is called Oars Rush. Now, listening to the music, isn't it seamless?
何ですかこれ
It's really emotional, isn't it? Right. Thank you so much for that. This is sort of like a town in the Wild West with the pirating spirit very much alive, with mines, sort of like the gold rush. And we've developed the interior of the shops and stores meticulously.
店の中も作ったと
So you can see with more height and depth and more interior of the locations in the shops, something that we want you to focus on as well. Okay, so between night and day, this is how it will change. You can see that the music has livened up, it's more bright. Very different music. Correct. It's drastically different. I think this was a type of music that we didn't hear in the previous game. Right, so it's the Wild West. pioneer sort of music. I didn't want to make the music repetitious from the previous game, and I wanted to explore different genres. And the music also changes into the night as well. From the bustling kind of music in the daytime, it changes into a more calm and relaxed, mellow sort of music. Wow. Even now, the music changed, right? It's all very seamless and smooth. So I'm sure you composed a lot of music for all of the villages and towns, right? Yes, yes. You saw all of the locations on the world map. We needed music for all of these places, right? And for both day and night. Seems like they were trying to kill me. No, no, no. It really was a pleasure working on this game because I was tested in my composer skills and showing that difference between night and day, but also connecting them seamlessly. That was a challenge. So you've taken your inspiration from real life? Well, just as an example, say it's sort of like a same snowbound region as this previous genre. I did want to make it the same. I placed a focus and significance on the scenario of the main character, and I wanted to show different aspects of snow, even if it was sort of like the same kind of snowbound village, and taking into account the starting points and the origins of the characters and where they're coming from, and their individual journeys and stories. Alright, so you weren't basing it off of the real world, but more really working off of your imagination of Solistia. Correct. Now, we jumped over to the next location, the next town. And you can also move around in canoes and these ships as well, and you can embark on a vast journey over the ocean. Isn't that amazing? So that means we're going to embark on these ships, right? Maybe. It's very detailed, very intricately made. Right, and looking at all those details is another thing we like you to enjoy. In this sort of city, which is having a very urban taste, I don't think this kind of city existed in the previous game. Very beautiful, isn't it? And here too, the soundtrack changes between night and day. It's very moody. It has a feeling to it. It's a little bit jazzy, isn't it? This genre didn't exist in the first game. And it's sort of like you want to hold a glass of wine in one hand and enjoy the music here, right? And in comparison, the daytime music, it's more up-tempo. It's more energetic. Right. Great switch over between night and day. And just enjoying that, I think you can spend an entire day. Right. So let's take a look at the path actions and see what you can do. Okay, let's do that for sure. You can duel the townspeople, like in the last game, but Hikari, if you win the duel, you can obtain the other person's skills. I see. And that will compel you to talk to many different people in the game. And he's a warrior, so he can use his sword and spear. But now he can obtain the skill of exploring using like a dagger. And this is the first time we're revealing the battle music. Let's listen to this for a moment. You can see the abilities that are showing on the screen. This is a strong opponent.
装備してる武器によって武器のグラフィックも変わりますよ。
Depending on the weapons that you have equipped, the graphics will change as well. Okay, and the latent power, I think we're seeing a glimpse of that as well, right?
出ちゃってますよ。気づいちゃった。これ。さあブレイク。これが気持ちいいですよね。
Correct, and that's the break.
あとこうダイナミックなそうですね。
Very dynamic, isn't it?
でこうやって勝つ
ブーストすると。
And then you saw the boost.
さあこれで人を倒すと。
All right, and then that ends up in him obtaining his skill using a dagger, so he can use that weapon whenever he wants to. So it's sort of like customizing in your very own way as you progress in the story. Now, with Agnia's allure and seduction, her path action, she can allure others to join the party, and in battle, the townspeople will play instruments to sort of help boost her power. So I wanted to show that to you a little bit. So previously it was just a simple battle, but when she dances, the other people that she brought along will play instruments. Okay, so speaking with Takahashi-san, what we wanted to do was, because she's a dancer, we wanted to develop her story and do something with that, with the other townspeople and in the battles. Alright, so this is a good opportunity for us to explain a little bit more for the nighttime.
For this routed deal, we are able to purchase from him at daytime, but we are able to hire him at night. And then this character is able to have the acumen to find out the skill sets to purchase something in a very good way or in a discounted way. So let's go to the next one. And I hired, and so many people behind Hikari at this moment. How many? You'll see that. And if I purchase here, you see? You saw it? Right down, you saw the icon. They negotiated and then they got the discount. And then in terms of the skill set, you need to use money. This effect will be coming up. And also, there are some more skill sets for the merchandising. But this is not something you need to do, you must do. But if you really want to take some action against the NPCs here, you should do that. But you don't have to. In other words, you can ignore and you are able to just follow the main line, because time will pass quite fast if you just try to communicate with the NPCs. Yep. And let's go to the battle. Yes. Oh, is it a field? Yes, field. So let's listen to the music. Look at the graphic here. High density, very detailed, very fine. So here's the battle in the field. We take the first attack. So I want to dance here to see the session from the town people. Look at that. He runs here and then he uses his instrument and he gives the buff to her. And I just want to show the latent power here too. So what is it? For this character, if I push the latent power here, the PP will be max, like a cap. So it gives us to widen the choice for this battle. So after that, this capability will be passed to the Hikari in this time. Let's take a look at it. So with that, Hikari is able to use his special skill from the beginning because he has already obtained the power from the previous character. So without taking the time, Hikari is able to use their special skill set. Very great.
いやかっこいいな。
そうですね。
All
前回
enemies
はやっぱり
are
なんか
cute. Yes.
ブレイクしてブーストして技を叩き込むっていう
Last
ところ
time
が
we
メイン
need
だ
to
ったん
we
ですけ
needed
ど、
to do
今回こ
some
の底力
break
っていう
and
のが
we
入った
needed
ことに
to
よっ
do
て
the
結構しかも
bruised.
キャラクターによって
But
そこか
this
ら違
time
う
we
の
now
で、
have the
幅が
allotment
広が
power
るし、す
so
ごくド
that
ラ
we
マ
are
が生まれ
able
るんじゃ
to
ないか
make
なと。
any other
変
options
に
to
生まれたんです。
give power or receive power that will generate a drama in the battle.
次のつながる戦闘になっていくってことですよね。
Maybe one battle is able to be the experience for you to have the better battle in the
これ
future.
も
Yes.
シームレスに。
シームレスに。
And then seamless music change from day to night and from battle to field. Amazing.
あとはそうですね、戦闘でちょっとお見せしたい要素がもう一個。
And I do have one more element that I want to show here.
はい。
だって戦闘って結構なんか繰り返しやることも多いんで、
Battle is
今回は
something you need to do
まあ左下に
many
見えてるんで、
times
そうですね、
continuously.
ワイプ消し、
And then
今ゲーム
could
スピ
you
ードが変え
eliminate
られ
the
るん
wipe?
で、
And you can change the game speed from the left down, double speed.
そうですね、サクサクと。
サクサクと。
Very fast and in good tempo to proceed the battle.
すごいガンガン
And
い
the
くんです
skill
よ。
set? Yes, skill set will be used in a very
いい踊りだったよ
short time, and also you can see the tempo of this battle with the double speed.
そうですね。あとは
So
さっ
it's
き
your
覚えた
choice.
技
Yes.
でいくつかやっぱり覚え
And
てて、
obtain the skill
やっぱり
sets
槍
are
と
there,
剣じゃつけないよう
and
な
the
弱点
spears
とか
and
そういう
the
のをやれば
sword are not
作ることが
enough
できたり
to
はい
get the break shot to the enemy sometimes. So you need to use the skill set you obtain from the town people sometimes. And here's the other skill set from the different characters, and I just can enjoy the battle. But you want to see something else?
やっぱその通常バトルの BGM って一
Yeah,
番緊張するんです
in
よ
the
ね。
usual battle
そういうの
music,
もう
it's
本当
something
なん
very
かそのゲームの顔
difficult
みたい
for
な
me to
なんかメイ
create
ン
to
テーマ以上に
compose.
やっぱこの曲はすごくナイーブになって、
So I was a little bit naive or a little bit sensitive to create this
なん
music.
かそのどう思ってるかっていうのちょっとドキドキしながら
Because people listen to this music so many times, alright? So that's something I really want to be care, and I really want to care the feedback from the users. Yes, the time for the normal battle is quite long in the series of the game. That's right. So I actually created quite carefully about this music.
というわけ
Please
で
enjoy
そんな
that. Thank
こん
you.
なでバトルも終わりました。
はい、あり
So
がとう
this
ご
is
ざい
the
ます。
end of the battle demonstration.
まだもう3分ぐらいかな、時間
I
があ
do
る
have
ので、
3 minutes
せ
to
っか
go.
くなので、先ほども紹介したイベントと
So
かを
let's go to the
イベン
event.
トを見てみようかなと思いま
As I
す。
showed a little
イベン
bit.
トいけますか？ちょっと
Can I
頑張ろ
show
う。
the
時間が許す限り。そうですね。
As time allows?
ここまでになります
本当はこのタイトル画面も見せたいんですけどね。
I want to show the title screen
あー、あん
too.
まし見せてくんない。
Thank you. Very
今回こう
short.
いろいろ主人公いますんで、
And I do have the many characters
ね
here.
で今回
And
は
where do you start?
光を
Well, I choose
ちょっと冒
Ikari.
頭のイベントだけになるかもしれない。
そうですね
Just showing the first
友のために
event a little bit.
祈ってんのか光。やめとけよ。んなことに意味があるなら。そいつらは砂の中にいんね。今頃剣を握ってる。
祈ってなどいない。ただ考えていた。同じ理想を胸に死んだ者たちがいると。この剣は友のために。
時間だ王子殿。
行こうリツ。
すごい。この辺りも今作ならでは。
Very
あー
grand.
いいですね。
そうですね。やっぱりカメラはそうですね。
Look at the camera movement, and that was also seamless too. And here's the battle. Yes.
いやー、見入っちゃいますね、やっぱ。
そのまま返す。
俺は成り上がるんだ。天に届くくらい上まで。こんな地べたで死んでたまるかよ。
心強いなリツ。進むぞ富国のために。
いやー、ここら辺でね、いろいろとチュートリアルも入ってきてる。
And here's a tutorial
はい。
to get used to this system. Yes.
今回はね、ちょっと早く皆様に見せたいということで飛ばさせていただきます。
So let's keep it speedy to show the event as much as I can.
まだまだだな。このまま進むぞ、リツ。
おう。
上に行くと、あら、これは
Top of the hill.
二
Yes.
度目の活躍で敵を
強
知る
そうっすね。
He seems quite strong.
あ、
Oh, it's time. That's time to
ここ
stop.
までですね。
Unfortunately,
そうっすね。もう序盤からぐいぐい来ますね。
yeah, we actually had the
すごい
great
やっぱり
stories in the
序盤だ
beginning.
けじゃなくてもう全
そう
部
Not
ですね。
just about the first event, but all characters and all the events are well
ということで、も
structured.
うちょっとですね、皆様
So
テンションめちゃくちゃ上がって、
maybe
本当にコメント
you
入
are
れてくだ
quite
さる方もす
excited
ご
at
いんで
this
すけども、
moment. I
そ
saw
ろそ
there
ろ
so
お時
many
間が
comments
近
here,
づい
but
てまい
it's
りまし
time
た。
to
さあ
wrap
ここから
up
です
a
ね、
little
オ
bit.
クト
So
パストラ
from
ベラー
now,
2コレクターズエディション
I
紹
really
介の
want
コ
to
ー
go
ナ
to
ーという
the
ことになります。
collector's
なんと
edition
本
of
日
the
の実
Octopath
物を
Traveler
持ってきてくださったと
2.
いう
Today we
こ
do
と
have
で
the
す。
real
高橋さん、
product
ご
in
紹
front
介
of
お
you.
願いいたします。
Takahashi-san,
そ
what
れ
is
では
yours?
スライ
Yes,
ドを表示お願いいた
let's
し
go to the
ます
slide.
はいこちらスクエアエニックス E ストアにて
So
コレクタ
the
ーズエディ
limited
ションが数
edition
量限定
is
で予
now
約受付中
available
です
for pre-order
ゲー
in
ムソフトの
limited
ほか
quantities
8人の
at
旅
Square
人たちを
NXE
生きと
store.
かたどった胸像フィギュア
We do have the
そ
bus
れから
figure with
見
the
開きいっ
eight
ぱいにイラス
travelers
トが
and
掲載され
also
た豪華想定のアートアルバム
art
そ
album
して
with the
サウン
who
ド
is
トラックには
spread
入らない
with the
エク
luxury
ステンド楽曲な
decoration
どを収
and
録
the
した
extended
CD
music
こ
are
れらの限
included
定アイ
in
テ
the
ムを
CD.
日本国
Those
内
are the
販売
limited
分はオリジ
version
ナルデザイン
and
の
for the
ギ
Japan
ルティングバッグに
shipment
収納してお届
we
けい
will
たします
contain
はい、
in
と
the
いうこ
one
とで、
chocolate
今回はそ
bag
の
to
中身
ship
を
back to
持
your
ってきてく
place.
ださったというこ
So
とで
here's
す
the
ね。
contents of the
じゃ
bag.
あ画面
Yes.
映していただけます
So
か
could you go to the slide, please? Can you
さあ
see
まずは
this?
どこから行きましょうか。
So where do we start?
宮地さん
宮内さんから。
ゲームソフトですね
Alright,
ゲームソ
so
フト
Miyachi-san,
はい。
スイッチ
in front of you, you have the actual game for PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch.
あ、これですね。
こちらが
And
8人の
in
胸像
front
フィ
of
ギュアになってます
Takashi-san, we have the 8 bus
大きくなりま
figures
したねはい
of the characters.
すごくいいものになって
よくできてます
デザインも
So high
アー
quality,
ト
isn't
の
it?
生島さんたちが
はい。
Designer
してくださいっていうのを
Ikuchima-san
なるほど
and
細
all,
かくそのデザインの通りに仕上げたという形
they gave the instructions on how these should be made,
さあ、そして
and we
こちらが
follow those instructions
ア
very
ルバムですね。
detailed.
そしてそれをすべてこちらのキルティングのバッグに
Okay, and also this collector's edition will be included in this kilted bag. It's pretty big, isn't it?
あ、なるほど。
はい
それがもう
And these
全面に
are
あしらってあ
showing
り
the
ます
icons
は
of
い
the
これも
jobs
ジッ
or
パーで閉まりま
professions.
すのでね
And
大丈夫
it
便利ですよ
comes with a closure and
見
the
られ
zipper
ませ
at
ん
the
から
very
ね
top.
さあということでこちら
Very
の
convenient
方が
bag.
今もう予約受付中ですかね。
We're already opening the pre-orders.
さあ
Yes.
その中でもやっぱしちょっとね
CD が
CD が若干ちょっと気になりましたが
The
2人
CD,
は入らないって言ってましたけど
we're curious about
はい
this.
どういうことでしょうこれ。
はい、まあちょ
Can
っと
you
説明すると
tell
で
us
す
a
ね、
little bit
まあ Octopath
about the
Traveler
CD?
では
Yes,
バ
of
トルエ
course.
クステンドと呼んでいる音
Octopath
楽演出を
Traveler,
取り
we
入れてま
have
して
music that's
まあ
called
その
battle
簡単に説明すると
extensions.
ボス戦前
And
の
what
イベ
this
ン
is
ト曲から
is
ボ
from
ス
the
戦
event
に
music
突入する
before
と
the
き
boss
にこれ
battle,
もまたちょ
in
っとシー
between
ムレスや
that
りがちの
to the boss battle,
私
to make this a seamless
登
transition.
場しましたね。
最初のきっかけなんですけど、
はい
そのイベント
once again,
の
we
曲
have
から
the
ボス
keyword
曲にこうシームレ
seamless.
スにこう曲が
But
つながると。
so
で
that
そ
the
れって
music
そのゲーム
continues
の
on
中でしか
seamless.
こう聞
This
く
is
こと
what
が
we
あ
call
そう
the
ですね。
できなくて
extensions.
ワンでちょっとその
And
サントラに入れられなかったのが
The first game, we weren't able to include that within the soundtrack, and the users were demanding for this to be included in the actual album. Therefore, for this too, we included all patterns that we edited from these battle extensions. That's going to be a tremendous amount, isn't it? Right. And the amount of music that you can include in one CD album is predetermined, so I needed to edit it down to the very last minute and second. And you were able to include all patterns? Yes. I did my best. I struggled to be creative about it because in some sections I had to put on a fade effect in the music, but I did my best. I poured my heart and soul. I hope you will look forward to this. And for this creative direction, I hope that you will clear the entire game, listen to the music in the game, and then relive the scenes that you just played through this CD album. which means you'll be able to enjoy the game experience twice through this collector's edition, right? And the battle extensions for Hikari the Warrior, from him continuing into the boss battle, I've brought the music for this.
ナイスタイミング。
悲しい。
ナイスタイミング。
もう終わりが近づいてきて、アナウンスなんとか。
Wonderful music, isn't it? Thank you so much for that. First time we're hearing this. Sort of like collab music for Hikari the Warrior. We're kind of pressed on time, so you weren't able to hear it if you're in from the screen, but we were listening into the announcement from the venue. But we listened into the music more than the announcement in the background, and we were amazed by it. So I hope that you will get a copy of the collector's edition, play through the game, and also listen to the album. Didn't we have so much fun? It was so exciting. With the music ringing in our ears, this means that we're coming to a close, unfortunately. So can we have a few last words? Starting from Nishiki-san, the composer of this beautiful music. Through Octopath Traveler 2, I was able to engage in new music direction, and talking with Takashi-san and Miyaji-san, we wanted to do something musically that we didn't do in the previous title. And I was able to use all of my composer skills and do everything that I wanted to do. Things that I wasn't able to do from the previous title. And now I'm so proud of the music that I've composed in the game that we developed. So, looking forward to further developments, and please look forward to the launch of this game. Thank you very much. Now moving on to Miyaji-san. What are your thoughts? As you probably guessed from all the scenes that we've introduced, our relationship between Takashi-san, Nishiki-san, and myself, this is a continuation from the previous title, and the teamwork is just amazing. We have all of the core staff members, and this really expresses the heart of Octopath Traveler. And because of our teamwork and our relationship, this is the reason why we've been able to really birth this game. And I really look forward to all of you playing this title. So keep a lookout for the launch date. And thank you so much to the live audience today as well. So lastly, Takashi-san. At long last, finally, to be able to announce all of these details to you, I'm so happy. And I really feel the response of the audience from all the content that we shared. I'm excited, at the same time nervous. But
発売に向けて
although I
開
am
発チーム一同
anxious,
頑張っていこう
we are
っていう
working on the final
息が上がった
touches
かなと思うので
at the development team towards the launch of the
ぜひ
game.
2月24日
So
までまだちょっとありますけれども
We still have a few more months until February 24th, but please look forward to it, and thank you so much for tonight. Thank you.
までにもね、また何かいろんな情報が出してくださるんじゃないですか。
I'm sure we'll be hearing more from you until the launch date. Yes, that's true.
楽しみにしてください。さあ最後に改めま
Please
して
look forward to that as well. And
2023年の2
once
月
again,
24
Octopath Traveler 2 is scheduled for release on Friday, February 24, 2023, and is now available for pre-order as well as the collector's edition.
ということで、配信を見ている方、そして会場にいらっしゃっている方、皆さん
And
本当にありがとうご
thank
ざい
you
ました。
so much to the live audience and also to our viewers. So that's it for tonight. Thank you and goodbye.